Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Art Whisper 88. I just got back from my favorite neighborhood discount store and I found these tab dividers. These are used in school for school projects, and I think it cost me $1.29, and it has 8 pieces. It's made of plastic and they come in different colors, which is good because I'm going to use these as reusable stencils, and the fact that they are tinted helps me to identify them, and it helps me to take them off the Gelli Plate when I'm rolling paint on them, because I used to use clear acetate. Now acetate is very good to use because it's thin and reusable and washable, but acetate is invisible and it's hard to see when it's under a layer of acrylic paint. So I like these, and I'm going to cut out some shapes. Maybe it's easier to see with a white background. And this is my trusty Sharpie pen. I'm going to continue my theme of mushroom shapes. Okay. That's one. Let me do this blue one. So I'm alternating elongated shapes and squat shapes. Now I'm aware that there are many ready-made stencils on the market. There are all kinds of laser cut stencils, very fancy designs and patterns, but I really prefer to make my own because I want to reflect my own aesthetic, and I think that's very important for artists who are searching for an individual signature or style. You need to reflect your own style. It may come sooner, it may come later, but you need to strive for that individuality. That's my belief. Okay, so here's the second one. And I'm going to start cutting this with my razor blade. and see how it goes from there. Okay, I have switched to my cutting board, and I'm going to try to use my scissors before I use a razor blade, because using a pair of scissors really is much easier. Now these I save. These are the insides. They make very handy masks. This is just the right thickness for a reusable stencil. Now, if it is too thin, it's going to fall apart. When you pull it, you have to remember the gel plate is very sticky, and there's a lot of stress when you pull any kind of material off the Gelli plate. If it's not strong enough, it will just fall apart. So I'm glad that I'm using this because it's more durable. This looks like a sock. I also have to be careful not to make the shapes touch each other. Otherwise the stencil will fall apart. I have to make sure these spaces are wide enough. If they are way too thin, they will fall apart once I pull this off the plate. So there's a certain way to cut shapes on a reusable stencil. Okay, that's my first one. Now, while I'm cutting this, I can do this off camera, and I would like to show you some more extremely talented viewers who submitted their artwork to share with everyone. So sit back, relax, and I will be right back. Okay, here we are at the second segment of this video. I hope you enjoyed that wonderful sharing of talent from all over the world. And I'm so happy that I realized that the Art Whisperer community is worldwide. And I'm so happy that the response has been so positive and so energetic. So anyway, I arranged my reusable stencils on the Gelli Plate. By the way, this is 12 by 14. So I am using a 15 by 22 piece of paper. So there will be about 1.5 inches on either side of a border. So I will use Soho acrylic. This is turquoise. This is really a phthalo green. I think the turquoise name is a little misplaced, but doesn't matter. It's a pretty color either way. And this is dioxazine violet. And these are both dark colors because I want the background to be a deep color. So go ahead and use that. I may have to unscrew this cap. There are certain colors that I don't use too much. So sometimes the opening of the nozzle gets dried up. So I will use this sprayer. This dioxazine violet is really very dark. It's a very rich color. Okay. This is what I meant, that the bridge of the stencil has to be strong enough or thick enough. Otherwise, it will not hold up to the pulling off of the plate. Can't seem to find my tweezers. I just need to clean this up a little bit. Okay, this is yellow ochre. Here is some green gold. And some azo vermilion for contrast. Let's start with the yellow ochre. Okay. I'm tempted to do some scribble marks, but I'm going to hold off. I want to see the result of this new reusable stencil. So here is my Richardson watercolor paper. Now, since I'm trying to bring up 2 layers, I will leave this paper on for about 5 minutes, just to give it enough time to absorb the paint. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. Let's see how we made out. Oh, the violet is almost black. There's a tear here. Should be able to fix that. Whenever this happens, I know that it's time to oil the plate. It's a very dramatic result. Now, I think this calls for a third layer, and maybe I can remedy this tear here. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, here we are at the next part of this video. I was a little disappointed with the result. I think the print is too dark. Let me show you. The dioxazine violet registers as black. I was hoping that it would be more violet, and the same thing with the turquoise. It looks like Mars black. But there's a remedy for that. I'm going to counteract the darkness with some of this iridescent white. This is going to give it a little bit of a sparkle. And I think it will counteract the severe darkness of the background. So I am going to do a little more of an ambitious arrangement here. These are all small pieces of the cutouts, and then some of them are the older ones that I've had on my file. So I am going to apply this iridescent white. Hopefully this will solve the problem. Now, I'm not sure how transparent this is going to be, but I won't know till I find out. I have to try it. Now, if I want it to be really transparent, I have to mix it with some matte medium. But I want to try the paint straight out of the jar, because I think the print needs some lightness. Oops. That was a close call. Okay. Maybe this time I will add some marks. I'm annoyed at myself because I can't find my tweezers. call that shop blindness. When you have something in front of you and you can't see it. This iridescent white is interesting. It feels very soapy when I wash my hands. It's like washing with soap. Now this is a fairly heavy application of the iridescent white, so I don't have to leave this on that long. It's a very dramatic texture. It's like lace, actually. I like that. It's unusual. Now, I have to say, this would be very difficult to replicate any other means. That's what makes monoprinting very special. It creates these very peculiar textures. So let me air dry this and then recap. Okay, here's my favorite part of this video where I get to show you the final print. Now here is a close-up. Now the brayer created this very interesting lacy texture. Now I don't really recall oiling my gel plate, but it is an interesting result. And it has a 3D effect. It's when I shift the angle, you can see the iridescent white has a pearlescent finish. And it contrasts nicely with the dark background. It's practically black. I don't know what happened, why the paint that's labeled turquoise registers as black. The same with the dioxazine violet. It appears as a very dark black. But that's okay. There's a lot of twists and turns when you make art, and sometimes the surprises are happy accidents. Okay, so there you have it. It was my experiment with new stencils, and I hope you enjoyed the wonderful group of viewers who submitted their art for everyone to see and enjoy. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Please pay a visit to artwhisper88.com, which is my storefront, and any donations you can give or any sales will help keep this channel going. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time.